She just said something that threw you off. Maybe she teased you a little too hard. Maybe she mentioned another guy, or she got cold out of nowhere. Now you're in your head. What did that mean? Is she losing interest? Did I do something wrong? Here's what you might not realize. She's testing you. Not consciously, not maliciously, but instinctively. Women test men to see how you handle pressure and uncertainty. If you pass the test, attraction grows. Fail, and she pulls away. Most men fail without even knowing there was a test. They get defensive, they seek reassurance, and they sabotage good connections. In this video, I'm breaking down the 3 most common tests women use and exactly how to pass them every time. So let's get into it. I'm Marni, and from here on out, I'm going to be your very own personal wing girl. Every week, I'm going to give you the no BS insider info about what women really want versus what they say they want, plus the most effective methods to win over any woman you like. So just hit that subscribe button now so you never miss a video. Okay, first let me explain why we test. It's not manipulation, it's not games, it's actually a deeply ingrained psychological mechanism that we use. So when a woman starts to develop feelings for you, she becomes vulnerable. She's considering trusting you with her emotions, her time, maybe eventually her heart, and definitely some other areas on her body. But before she does that, she needs to know, is he emotionally stable? Can he handle pressure? Does he have confidence? Or is this just an act? Will he fall apart at the first sign of difficulty? Is he secure in himself? Or is he needy and reactive? And these are important questions. And talking about them doesn't give her real answers. Anyone can say they're confident and stable. So instead, she tests. She creates a moment, a small moment of pressure or uncertainty to see how you respond. And your response tells her more than your words ever could. So think of it like a structural engineer testing a bridge before traffic uses it. She's checking if you can bear weight. Now, here's the important part. Most of this is unconscious. She's not sitting there thinking, time to test him. She just instinctively creates situations that reveal your character. You can pass these tests naturally, not by manipulating, gaming, but by genuinely being the confident, secure man that she's looking for. So let's look at these 3 main tests that women give. The first one is what I call the challenge test. And this is when she challenges you. She teases you. She pokes fun at something you said, pushes back on your opinion, or says something slightly provocative. So it sounds like, oh, you're one of those guys who does that. Or, that's kind of a lame excuse, don't you think? Or she says, you think that's impressive? With a little smirk. She might playfully disagree with something you said or question a decision you made. Why does she do that? She wants to see if you're secure enough to handle being challenged. Can you take a little heat? Do you crumble when someone pushes back, or do you hold your ground with confidence? Here's how most men fail when this happens to them. They either get defensive, they over-explain themselves, they get flustered or visibly rattled, and they take it too seriously and try to prove themselves. No, wait. Let me explain what I meant. I didn't mean it like that. What I was trying to say was, this is failing the test. It shows you are destabilized. Your confidence is fragile. But here is how to pass the test. You don't take it seriously. You stay light. You hold your ground without getting defensive. If she teases you, say something like, yeah, you figured me out. I'm actually the worst. Run while you still can. And you say it with a smile. If she pushes back on your opinion, you can say, fair point. I still think I'm right, though. And give her a little wink. If she challenges a decision, you say, I stand by it. Feel free to overrule me. And you say it with confidence. The key is staying unreactive, playful, unbothered, like her challenge doesn't threaten your sense of self, because it shouldn't. The second test is the availability test. This is when she tests how available you are. So how quickly do you respond? How easily do you arrange your schedule? How much do you prioritize her over everything else? And it looks like this. She doesn't text back for a while to see if you flood her with messages. She's vague about plans to see how much you chase. She mentions being busy to see if you clear your whole schedule. She cancels or reschedules last minute to see how you react. She acts a little distant to see if you become really clingy. Why does she do this? Because she wants to see if you have a life, if you have options, if your world revolves around her, which is needy, or if she's just one part of a full life, which is very attractive. She also wants to see how you handle uncertainty. Do you panic when she's not immediately responsive, or do you stay calm and cool? So here's how most men fail. They become immediately available. They respond to every text instantly. They clear their schedule at a moment's notice. They change plans easily. They chase when she pulls back, or worse, they get anxious and they start seeking reassurance. Hey, haven't heard from you. Is everything okay? Or did I do something wrong? I noticed you've been kind of distant. This is failing hard. It shows neediness, it shows lack of options, and emotional dependence. So here's how to pass this test. So I want you to have a life. You don't drop everything the second she texts. Don't always be available. If she doesn't text back, don't flood her phone. Just wait. Live your life. Respond with you're free, not when you're free, not frantically. If she cancels plans, say no worries. Let me know when you want to reschedule. Then go do something else and don't pout or punish her. If she's vague about plans, suggest something specific. And if she can't commit, say, cool, let me know when you figure out your schedule, and leave it. The message you're sending is, I like you, but my life doesn't stop because you're busy. I have things going on myself. All of this confidence stuff, it's not just mental, it's physical too. And one of the best ways to feel genuinely confident around women is knowing you can show up fully when it matters. That is where today's video sponsor comes in. Joy Mode makes a performance booster. It's a natural supplement you mix into a drink before a date night or whenever you want to be your best. It's not a pill that you take every single day, just when you want that extra edge. It's got clinically supported ingredients like L-citrulline and arginine that support blood flow, stamina, and performance. No weird side effects, no prescription needed. Those are awful. Just real ingredients that work. And I recommend Joy Mode because I've seen what happens when guys are stressed about performance. It kills their confidence in every part of the interaction. But when you know you've got that handled, you can relax, you can stop being in your head, and that relaxed confidence, women can feel it. It changes everything from how you flirt to how you handle her tests. If you want to try out a packet of these, go to tryjoymode.com/Marni or put in Marni at checkout and you will get 20% off your first order. That's tryjoymode/Marni. All right, back to the tests. The third test is the reaction test. This is when she does or says something designed to provoke a reaction. So she mentions another guy. She talks about her ex. She's flirty with someone else in front of you. She says something slightly outrageous. It sounds like, this guy at work keeps asking me out. It's so annoying. And she's watching for your reaction. Or she mentions a friend in a way that seems like it might be more. Or she talks about her ex and how amazing he was at something. Or she's friendly, maybe even flirty with another guy right in front of you. Or she says something controversial just to see how you are going to respond. And again, why does she do this? She's testing your emotional stability. Are you secure or are you going to just get jealous and overreactive and insecure? She wants to know if you're the type of man who trusts himself and doesn't get rattled by perceived threats. Here's how most men fail at this. They get visibly jealous. They ask probing questions about these other guys. They become pouty or passive or aggressive. They try to compete or one up. Who's this guy? Should I be worried? So are you interested in him? Your ex was so amazing, huh? Or they get cold and withdrawn, which is just jealousy in a different form. This is failing. It shows you're insecure and easily threatened. Here is how to pass this test. You want to stay completely unbothered. If she mentions another guy, say, sounds like you've got options, good for you. And say it genuinely, not sarcastically. If she talks about her ex, he sounds like a good guy. Glad you had that experience. If she's friendly with another guy, don't react, don't glare, don't compete. Just be yourself and trust that if she's right for you, she'll choose you and go befriend the guy. The underlying message is, I'm not threatened. I know my value. If you want to be with someone else, that is your choice. And I'm not going to be rattled by the mention of other men because I know I'm awesome. This level of security is incredibly attractive. Now, here's the meta principle that underlies all of this. The way to pass every test is to be genuinely secure, grounded, and non-reactive. Not to pretend to be these things, to actually be them. Women test to see if your confidence is real or an act. And if you're faking it, you're going to crack under pressure. If it's genuine, you're going to pass naturally. So the real work isn't learning how to beat the test. It's becoming the kind of man who passes them automatically because he is confident and he's secure. So here are the principles for passing any test. Don't take things personally. Most tests are not attacks. They're curiosity. Respond with lightness, not defensiveness. Stay unreactive. The more rattled you seem, the worse you do. Stay calm, even when you feel challenged. Number 3, have a life. If you genuinely have options and goals and things going on, you won't be needy. That's not an act, it's reality. Number 4, trust yourself. Know your value. If she's testing whether you're secure, show her that you are by actually being secure. Number 5, don't seek reassurance. The moment you ask, is everything okay? You failed. Trust the process. Number 6, stay playful. Humor deflects most challenges. If you can laugh it off, you pass. So let's bring it all together. Women test men, not to be cruel, but to find out who you really are underneath the surface. The 3 main tests are the challenge test. Can you handle being teased or pushed back on? The availability test. Do you have a life or does your world revolve around her? And the reaction test. Are you secure or do you get jealous and reactive? If you pass these tests, and her attraction will grow. Fail them, and she loses interest instantly. The key to passing isn't manipulation. It's genuinely being the confident, secure, grounded man that she's looking for. Become that man, and you'll pass every test naturally. Now, if you're watching this and thinking, okay, Marni, this makes sense, but I want to go deeper. I have something for you that you are going to love that's going to make that happen. I put together a free guide called The Attraction Triggers Cheat Sheet, and honestly, it's the perfect companion to what we just talked about. Because here's why. Passing her test is about what not to do. Don't get defensive, don't get needy, don't get jealous. But the cheat sheet shows you what to do. The specific things that actively build attraction. The behaviors that make her lean in close, think about you when you're not around, and text her friends saying, there is something about this guy. Most men are out there just trying not to screw up, but the men who really succeed, they're not playing defense. They're triggering attraction intentionally. So in this cheat sheet, I break down each trigger, explain exactly what women are scanning for, and give you simple ways to start using them immediately. No weird tactics, no manipulation, just the stuff that actually works explained by a woman. It's free. Click the link in the description below to download it right now. And that said, thank you for watching this video to the very end. If you've ever felt like things were going well and then suddenly weren't, now you're gonna understand why. You might have been failing tests without knowing it. So hit that like button, subscribe, don't miss next week's video. And as always, I am Marni, I'm your personal wing girl, and I will see you next week.